The cost of streaming is going up. Disney is the latest player to announce price hikes, raising costs for ad-free Disney Plus and also Hulu each by 20% or more. Peacock, Max, Paramount Plus, and Apple TV Plus have all raised their prices in the past year. And the Journal estimates that the average cost of major ad-free streaming is up nearly 25% in a year. For more on this, we want to bring Yahoo Finance's Dan Howley and Allie Canal to take a look at all angles of the streaming wars and how much people are paying right now. But Dan, when it comes to what's going on right now, how much more people are paying, what are we seeing? And I guess what kind of behavior maybe could we expect?
It's basically up across the board for every major streaming service. It started more or less last year when Netflix raised their prices. Their premium plan went up to about $20. Then they started saying we're going to crack down on password sharing. They introduced their $6.99 ad-supported plan. Now if you try to share your password, you're going to have to chuck an extra $7.99 in there. Sorry, Mom and Dad. Then we also have Hulu. They raised their prices last year, along with Disney. Disney just did that again. We have Max, HBO, whatever they want to call it. They raised their prices. Peacock, who's subscribing to Peacock, but whatever. They also raised their prices. And then YouTube TV, which I subscribe to for the Mets, raised their prices. I ranted about this, though. The Mets and SNY can't come to an agreement.
It's expensive.
It is an expensive subscription. Like the YouTube TV one, it's the one that stood out to me. Go ahead, Dan.
It's dumb. It's $64.99 to $72.99 for me to watch Naked and Afraid while I drink White Claw and get drunk and laugh at these people in the woods. Is it worth that? Is it worth that?
$72.99.
YouTube TV is supposed to be a cable replacement.
Yeah, it is.
So it's in a different category than your Netflix, your Apple TV Plus. Yeah. But if you're only using it to watch Naked and Afraid, maybe not worth the $72.
Don't poo-poo getting drunk and laughing at people.
No, I'm not. I use it to watch Summer House exclusively. Yeah. So, hey, there you go.
All of these make you question which of these do I still need? Like, do I need to have, of course, like Netflix? Well, yes. But, the Netflix, the Hulu, Disney. Do you need, Disney, Hulu all together now, basically. Do we need all of these? And you have consumers starting to, I guess, question these, what we've looked at as little luxuries. They're not necessities, right?
They're certainly not necessities, but I think so many people just get used to having these subscriber service, and I'm speaking from firsthand experience, that if these companies do raise it by 20%, the likelihood of you then going on and canceling, they're willing to take that chance. And we saw it here from a number of streamers over the last year. And yes, there has been a little bit of churn, but it's been a smart move on the streamers' part, just in terms of some of the pressure that they're seeing. They're trying to do everything they can to cut their losses, and this strategy is working. It's tough for us, but it's working for them.
And if you think about the password sharing crackdown, I mean, Netflix added 5.9 million subscribers, in a large part due to the password sharing crackdown. So we might not like it, but we're doing it. And you brought up a good point with churn. Obviously, when you raise prices, that's a big risk. It is the critical problem that these streaming companies face. I've spoken to analysts about that. They can't ignore churn. However, I think it's worth noting that all of these subscription services, they have ad-supported tiers now.
Right.
And they're cheaper. And one of the reasons why they're raising the prices on the ad-free plans is they're trying to convince consumers, well, don't cut us out entirely. Just watch us with ads. That is a higher average revenue per user. That's that metric, ARPU, very key to profitability. So there's a method behind the madness going on.
Do we think people are going to go back to cable, though? I mean, I actually still have cable.
I don't think we're going to go back to cable, but the thing that's going to start happening is more bundling. We have the Hulu, Disney, ESPN Plus bundle. You're just going to see more of that, whether it's with carriers, whether it's through different platforms, and that's how it's going to be. And then some of the folks that I spoke to said, think multi-year now contracts, where maybe you lower the monthly price, but you're hooked in for 2 years, and then
that's the cable model.
Exactly. So it's all going back there. And I think one of the things with churn, I'm thinking about this is, Netflix said that they're working on their cloud gaming initiative. Well, it's not because they want to compete with Microsoft and Sony. It's because they don't want you to leave when you got Stranger Things on there. I went through, we were talking about this earlier, I went through the carousel the other day of all the Netflix originals. It is trash, just complete trash. There was like one thing that I watched.
But you have a lot of content, right?
And that's the thing.
And there's going to be new churn data out next week that I'm going to be tracking. But I have something right now from Antenna, and this is monthly signups. Out of all the major streaming services, Apple TV Plus saw less monthly signups in June than they did a year ago. Everyone else is up.
Yeah.
And even though Apple TV Plus, the content's really good, there's not a ton of it. And I think that's a big factor when people are weighing their decisions here. But bundling, absolutely. I hear that from literally every single person I talk to. That's a new frontier.
It's cable.
Yeah,
Certainly will be,
exactly.
and then you're going to be paying just as much as you were before, if not maybe even more. All right, Allie and Dan, thanks so much.